OG Lee in the house once again, once again. Thank goodness, thank goodness. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. Can we get over the hump? August 7th, 2019, for the record. America is going through some things right now. This past weekend, there were 31 people shot dead by two terrorists in two respective cities. El Paso, Texas, and then Dayton, Ohio. We know from way back when that America has had this racial divide, right? Just more and more, we're seeing it come to light. It was interesting. Just this morning, they were interviewing these three Mexican young ladies, and they were teenagers, 13 through 17. It was three of them, and these young ladies weren't what you would call Tex-Mex. You could hear from their articulate English, they were natives, okay? And so the news reporter was questioning them, and one of the girls, the 17-year-old girl, she said in tears almost, she couldn't believe it. She said that she had read the shooter's manifesto, and that she could not believe that some people would think of people as like animals, or like that they don't exist just based on the color of their skin. And I thought, okay. Now, that was very interesting to me to hear someone say that, because, that's been a plight of some people for a very long time in this country, just on the strength of their skin. I want to look at another side of this, and that is, initially, a black man was a slave, and they said, hey, we don't even want to teach these people to read. And I assume that it was that, hey, once they start being able to read and think like us, they'll realize the situation that we have them in. Eventually, black people were able to go to school, and those who took the time, they educated themselves. When America is not rearing its ugly racial head, America works. And I want to offer you this brother as proof of that.
America's not unique in its sins as a country. We're not unique in our evils, to be honest with you. I think where we may be singular is our refusal to acknowledge them and the legends and myths we tell about our inherent, goodness to hide and cover and conceal, so that we can maintain a kind of willful ignorance that protects our innocence. See, the thing is that when the Tea Party was happening, we were saying, pundits, oh, it's just about economic populism. It's not about race. When people knew, social scientists were already writing that what was driving the Tea Party were anxieties about demographic shifts, that the country was changing, that they were seeing these racially ambiguous babies on Cheerios commercials, that the country wasn't quite feeling like it was a white nation anymore. And people were screaming from the top of their lungs, yo, this is not just simply economic populism. This is the ugly underbelly of the country. See, the thing is this, and I'll say this, and I'll take the hit on it. There are communities that have had to bear the brunt of America confronting, white Americans confronting the danger of their innocence. And it happens every generation. So somehow we have to kind of, oh my God, is this who we are? And just again, here's another generation of babies. Think about it, that 2-year-old had his bones broken by two parents trying to shield him from being killed. A woman who has been married to this man for as long as I've been on the planet almost, lost her husband. For what? And so what we know is that the country has been playing politics for a long time on this hatred. We know this. So it's easy for us to place it all on Donald Trump's shoulders. It's easy for us to place Pittsburgh on his shoulders. It's easy for me to place Charlottesville on his shoulders. It's easy for us to place El Paso on his shoulders. This is us. And if we're going to get past this, we can't blame it on him. He's a manifestation of the ugliness that's in us. I've had the privilege of growing up in a tradition that didn't believe in the myths and the legends because we had to bear the brunt of them. Either we're going to change, Nicole, or we're going to do this again and again, and babies are going to have to grow up without mothers and fathers, uncles and aunts, friends, while we're trying to convince white folk to finally leave behind a history that will maybe, or embrace a history that might set them free from being white. Finally.
Sharp, brother. When you can articulate the language, oh, this is music to my ears. I don't know about yours. Wow. This brother, you know, sharp, brother. When someone has such control of language, they can bring out emotions in you. Whether you're black, white, red, or brown, you got to feel this if you know the English language. It has to make you empathize. It has to make you empathize, because a person who can master language, weren't you on the edge of your seat? No one can deny you anything when you have this power. This is an example of what America could be when it works. This is music to my ears, man. I listened to this brother and I said, now this is America. When you include people in the whole master plan, this is what it's about, using every citizen to the best of their ability. Makes me think about the possibilities that were lost. This brother breaks it down, man, so eloquently. It's difficult for anybody to deny what he said. This epitomizes America when it is at its best, when people are allowed to achieve. Just very simple. I would have been remiss if I did not bring this to the world. There's nothing like someone who can articulate what they are trying to say, make it go across the spectrum. All that you can decipher is like knowledge is on display. I love it when somebody can take words and bring out, just emit emotion. I'm just getting like a real good spirit, man. Just a real good spirit. There's a saying that goes, you ain't never lied. And I'll have to say that about this brother. You articulated it very eloquently, and you ain't never lied. Thank you, Brother Eddie. This is OG Lee. I'll see you again soon.